Hello and welcome back to whatever this is. Am I still auto-walking? I'm not. Whoops. Let's not walk off into nothingness. Come on, stabilize. Stabilize. Pick a spot. Okay, that's slightly drifting. Hopefully it'll stabilize. Hey, Jeff, a ghost. We are grinding levels in both Skyrim and Final Fantasy IX, and I'm remembering to do it from the start, and somebody is messaging me on Discord. I think. I have a ping, anyway. But it's not on mobile, so I don't know what's going on. I didn't make that corner. Come on. Oh, I got another half fight. I hate that. Alright, what the hell's going on Discord? I have new... Oh, somebody is linking me to board game strategies. Elden Ring. Don't try to grind levels in the starting area of Elden Ring. It's not fun. Unless you're referring to the Crucible Knight fight that is clipped on my channel. In which case, yes, you should become a parry king. Or queen. As your predilection and predisposition. And for... I can't think of another P word. Well, it's not preference, really. Because, like, gender identity, I don't know. I'm not qualified to speak about gender identity, but I'm not... You do you. Whatever you is, you do it. And, you know, it's nobody's business what's going on in your pants either way. I don't know if you could actually... Oh man, I think the Skyrim window might actually be smaller because I scaled it down a bit. I don't know if that was readable, but that is sneak level 70. Wow. Okay, so you did not stay in Lingrave for all of that. Like, there's no way you got to 100 in Lingrave, because I'm pretty sure I did... I won't say I did all, because I definitely did not do all of Limgrave, but I did a lot of Limgrave before I beat Godfrey. And even still, I'm like not even 40. Or I wasn't even 40? I don't remember. Maybe that was just my vigor. Because I wasted some levels before I realized, oh, I need vigor. Because I'm not going to beat this game as a glass cannon. So I've been pushing vigor to 40, and I'm not there yet, I don't think. So, I don't know what level I'm at. Honestly, it's been a while since I played Elden Ring. Partially because I've been sick for the past 2 weeks. But mostly because... for whatever reason, it's bothering my anxiety more so than Dark Souls did. And it's like, I know I'm not going to get everything. I'm not remotely going to get every quest. I'm not going to... Like, I've barely met a couple NPCs. I don't know what their quests entail at all. Hey, not that apple. My shoulder is permanently ruined. My surgery was unsuccessful, So my rotator cuff is just screwed. My knee is also screwed. It is, like there's no ligament left or cartilage. It's all bone against bone. And also my patella is facing the wrong way. It's like instead of being pointed forward, it's skewed off to the left. So eventually I'm gonna need to get knee replacement surgery. It's not good. And also my brain is broken. Cause what was it? 2017 or 2018. I can't remember anymore. I started having just constant migraine. So yeah. My body is just completely falling apart. And my brain doesn't work anymore. But by God, I can grind levels. I appreciate it. Not that apple. Every little bit helps. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for the bits. I don't... Oh, the Skyrim window might be on top of the overlay. I'm sorry if it is. Also, I'm sorry if I just peeked the microphone. I'm not good with sound. It doesn't help that I can't, like, hear it. What I'm doing. Oh, yeah, I, like... Don't... You gotta take care of yourself first. Oh, Sergeant Hammer with the gift sub. Thank you, Sergeant Hammer. Yeah, take care of yourself first. Like, I'm a stranger on the internet. Don't give anything that you can't spare to strangers on the internet. Oh my goodness, yeah, the Skyrim window is on top of the... Because, like, if I do it the other way, it doesn't work. Because then the bar on the left is going to cover up, like, a third of Skyrim. So yeah, everything's bad. What I need to do... is just get a new overlay, because like nowadays I guess the style is to have like discrete portions that are just very small cutaways, as opposed to having a carve out the way that I designed this overlay. So yeah, I need to get a new overlay. I just switched over to Stream Elements because Streamlabs had their whole thing. So I'm still figuring that out. It's all learning as I go, work in progress kind of stuff. But it's also weirdly delayed, and I think that's because Streamlabs is still doing things. I don't know. I don't know. But we got the electronic playlist going right now. I got not one, but 2 copyright claims on the YouTube VOD of last night's stream with the classical playlist. And one of them's been lifted. The other one I'm still waiting for the dispute to get resolved. Because, like, there was a thing on Storyblocks to dispute the claim. And that worked for one of them. But I might have to dispute through YouTube the other one. Never mind. Literally 4 minutes ago, got an email. Claim released. On the video. Forget everything I just said. It just took like 12 hours. So yeah, I'll actually be good to publish that tomorrow. Mario Hater, what's happening is on the right side of the screen, I'm playing Final Fantasy IX, and I'm in the Evil Forest, which is the first like proper dungeon area where you can save and like shop and do stuff. And I'm grinding Tails / Zidane, if that's how you pronounce that, to level 99. And then on the left side of the screen, in the left top corner, that is Skyrim. Let me just, that is what Final Fantasy IX looks like. Okay, I'm going to stop the auto run and we're going to turn. And there's a bear. This is the tutorial area. I kind of left Hadvar or Ralof, I forget which one. I kind of left them behind, but I'm sneaking, and there's a sleeping bear right there. And then I'm facing this wall, and I turn on auto run. So I'm auto running while crouched into this wall next to the bear, and that's grinding my sneak. And as my sneak increases, my level increases. And then when my sneak hits 100, I'm going to make it legendary. It'll reset to 15, and I can grind sneak back to 100, gaining levels as I do so. I'm going to repeat that 26 times, at which point I should be level 99, which is the goal, to get to level 99 in the starting area. It's not like the max effective level, but it's enough. It's enough to say that I did it. Like Dark Souls, you could get level hundreds upon hundreds, but I got to 99. I actually got to 120 because of how the math worked out on the glitch that I used. But that's when I considered it good enough to be done and say that I got to level 99 in the starting area. Which is Undead's... It's either Undead Settlement or Undead Burg. I forget. But it's, you know, it wasn't the Asylum. It was past the Asylum. But it was before any other bosses. I'm desperately trying to remember what the boss is that you fight. It's something demon. Taurus demon? It was before that. But yeah, eventually I did go on to play Dark Souls Remastered, like a year later. I just continued that save. And I actually beat it, which was no surprise since I was 50 levels above the recommended level for beating the entire game, and also continued to gain levels. So I think I was 383 when I beat Gwen. And I did all the DLC and everything, except I missed like a bunch of bosses that I just didn't know where to find them, and I didn't do anybody's quest because I didn't know how. I didn't even meet the Onion Knight guy, which meant I never got the thing to talk to Quelaag, so I was like trying to do her covenant. Somebody was trying to walk me through how to open up the Lost Isolith shortcut without actually getting dialogue with Quelaag. Or no, not Quelaag, Quelana. Quelaag's the boss. Quelana's the NPC. Anywho, that was Dark Souls Remastered that I did that. Also, hey, Joey's cool. How are you tonight? I started this stream super late because I had D&D at my friendly local game store, which was fun. I painted a mini. I should have taken a picture of it. I didn't. I was stupid. But I got to try out the new Army Painter speed paints. So what I did was I got a mini from Hero Forge, like specifically for the D&D campaign, and it arrived in the mail today, which was convenient because I had D&D today. So I went to the game store early, primed it white, did a base coat of silver with the Vallejo metal air something, but it's like a metallic paint. And then I touched up the areas that weren't supposed to be metallic because there's overspray. Touched those up with white primer and then went just speed paint on the rest of it. I've used some of the Games Workshop contrast before on Warhammer models, and they're kind of... It was a learning experience because I'd heard all different kinds of things about how best to use contrast paints, and like most of it was not true for me. So like, most of them look like garbage because they're over too dark of a primer. If I just primed the models white and then did contrast, it would have worked a lot better, but like so many of the models are way too dark and saturated, or desaturated, because the undercoat was wrong. So that's why I primed this one white, because I was like, nope, it's got to be white. I'm not going to try to do zenithal or undercoat or special primer or anything like that. I'm just going to go white, metallic undercoat for the metal bits. And it was like a dwarf paladin, so he's like full plate, metal axe, metal helmet. So all that stuff got metal undercoat. And then I did speed paint over it. For the most part, it worked out pretty well. I really liked the holy white. I was kind of iffy about doing white speed paint over white primer because I gave him like a big white beard. And he's got like a fur-lined cloak. So I did the cloak in blue, and then the fur, I did the holy white over it. But it actually turned out decently well. It like pulled into the recesses, so the recesses got that grayish look to it. So it looks like it should. It doesn't look like just white. The blue over the cloak kind of sucked. It's kind of the same problem that contrast paint has, where if it's over a flat surface, it can look really patchy. So it had like dark spots and light spots that did not have anything to do with anything. And I probably could have done better in terms of brush strokes. Like if I had just brushed from the top down and just pulled the paint down and down and down, it might have worked better, and it might have like stayed a more natural tone as it dried. But I didn't do that. It just turned out patchy. Over the metal, I did some blue, some like dark blue. I think it was called Cloudburst Blue over parts of it, and then I did the Zealot Yellow over other parts to try to get like a blued steel and gold. You know, to try to make those metallic colors pop. And I probably should have thinned them. I probably should have thinned them with water to make it more like a glaze. But I just went straight speed paint over it, and it's a little too color-y. Like the blue's a little too blue, and the gold is a little too yellow instead of gold. Um, he's got a battle axe, and I did the like Gravelord Gray over the handle of the axe to darken it, and that worked pretty well. I tried to do like a spot near like where the axe handle meets the blade, like anchors into the blade. And that didn't work as well because it was just like too small. Like the paint didn't really have anything to hold on to, the way it held onto the handle. The brown worked really well for his belt. I did his belt in brown, and he's holding a book in his other hand. And I liked, it was like leather, it was something leather brown. That worked well for the book binding and the belt. I did pallid bone over the pages, which again had a pooling issue, which I tried to correct by like going over it again, because if you resaturate it, like if you do more medium or just more paint, it kind of reactivates the speed paint so you can move pigment around. And that kind of fixed it. And then I took, I think it was called Grim Black, is the black color. And I tried to do some lettering, which didn't work. Well, it worked well at first, but then my brush like lost its point. I was trying to do like a super fine point on a small brush. So like page 1 of the open book was okay, but page 2 sucked because it was just too wide and rounded, and it just looks like paint instead of writing. So that could have been better, but that was just me. And the same with the face. Like the skin tone was fine, the Crusader skin tone. That worked. But then I'm not good with painting, so when I tried to put in something for the eyes, it sucked. So he just kind of has dark splotches where his eyes should be, so it's just kind of like, oh, his face is in shadow from the helmet. No, it just looks bad. But all of it is, well, like primer, metal undercoat, speed paint, and then I did gray sand, Vallejo gray sand texture on the base, because I figured that was like neutral. Because like D&D, you're gonna be sometimes indoors, sometimes outdoors, different terrains, different biomes. So it's very neutral, very earth tone, neutral tone. Nickel Socket, hello, thank you so much for the bits. I do appreciate that. I'm sorry that you can't stay, but thank you for tuning in. Very much appreciate the support. And we just got to Sneak 74, so hopefully you got to stay and see that. So yeah. Prime, metal undercoat, touch-up primer, speed paint, ground texture, paint the rim black. All of it done and dry in like 2 hours. For a whole mini. 2 hours. It was great. Thank you again, another 100 bits. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm trying to stream more often. Like, it's almost like I'm supposed to be streaming every day. So hopefully we'll keep it up for as long as I can. So hopefully you can tune in and see it again. So yeah, 2 hours for a whole mini, from nothing to done. And it's like, it's tabletop. It's not gonna win an award because I'm not that good an artist. And I think even if I was a good artist, it wouldn't win an award because there's like no, I didn't do any wash. I didn't do any highlight. It's just speed paint. The only special thing I did was the metallic undercoat for like the metal armor and the axe and everything. But like, he's got paint on him. I did the little freehand lettering. I did it badly, but I did it. I slapped some texture sand on the base. So he's based. He can sit on a table and look like a completed mini, and it took me 2 hours. And that, I think, is like the selling point of things like contrast paint and speed paint. Is that you can smear that stuff on a mini, and if you can stay within the lines, then it'll look decent. And you're done. But that was for D&D. Like, that was a Hero Forge mini. I am not the greatest artist of anything. I paint a picture of level 99s, except I don't even do that very well or quickly. So yeah, take care. See you later, Nickel Socket, I hope. But yeah, that was a D&D custom mini from Hero Forge. As far as Warhammer goes, finger painting, still painting. I did not use my fingers. I used a brush. I used a brush and an airbrush. Airbrushes are so fun. I love using the airbrush, even though I am not good enough at it to control it really well, which is why I had to touch up with white primer after I did the metallic undercoat. But yeah, for Warhammer, I have an AdMech army, or at least I have part of an AdMech army. I'm like slowly building it up. I also got an Imperial Knight for Christmas from a friend of mine who like actually is good at painting. Hey, useless trivia man. Oh, that was a lot of sneezing. I'm so glad I hit the mute on that. Oh my goodness, Polar Mike is raiding. Sounds are happening and they're kind of out of sync. Hello, Polar Mike. Ugh. I don't know, why can you only hear me out of your left headphone? That's not my fault. That better not be my fault. Nobody else has said that. Oh, sorry, I had to blow my nose. Hey, we crossed 40,000 XP at some point recently. So yeah, I've got the workings of an AdMech army that has an Imperial Knight that I got for Christmas from a friend of mine who like is really into minis and models and painting and is actually good at it. So luckily I can run that with the AdMech boys. It just cost me a ton of CP to do so. But I am working my way up toward 1,500 points. I most recently got some Cerberus Raiders. So I've got to assemble them and then paint them, and hopefully paint them better than I've painted my Skitarii Rangers and such. Because, as I was saying, I've screwed up a lot using improper techniques with contrast paint. on those boys. Yes, Mike, I am doing 2 games at one time. On the right, we have Final Fantasy IX, and on the left, we have Skyrim, where I'm in the tutorial grinding to level 99 by sneaking next to that bear and auto-running or auto-walking into this wall while crouched to grind my sneak. And while I do have the split screens better than I had them last night, they're still not good. Skyrim is now covering up notifications in the overlay as well as like half of the left bar, so you can't see my logo or the chat portion. So yeah, what I really need is a new overlay, but that's effort and difficult and also stuff that I don't know because I only just recently switched to Stream Elements from Streamlabs, although I think Streamlabs is still active somehow. So yeah, it's terrible. Yes, that works for grinding Skyrim. So what's going to happen is by the time I get to Sneak 100, I'll have gained, I think, 17 levels. I'll either be level 17 or 18. But at that point, I can make Sneak Legendary, which will reset it from 100 back down to 15, and then I can repeat this. And after I repeat it 26 times, I should be level 99. And then I will have gotten to level 99 in the tutorial in Skyrim, while also grinding levels in Final Fantasy IX. And with any luck, I will actually... Oh, Skyrim's gonna finish first by a long shot. Like, even if it takes me 5 hours to get from Sneak 15 to 100, that's still like 105 hours versus probably the 1,500 hours that I still need in Final Fantasy IX. So, hopefully tomorrow, I will have a better solution for the dual screen overlay thing. We shall see. And once I have a solution for that, I would like to bring back the fight counter and hope that it stays accurate. Because if I can keep my fight counter going, I think that would be even more better. What's not more better is how much of a mess my glasses are after all that sneezing. Oh, that sounds like so much effort, Mathwin. To have the screens move around. My god. And they would both be tiny. Yes, I know I have a level up available. Shut up, Skyrim. Tell me about gaining Sneak. That's what the people want to know. Where are the Sneak levels? Actually, that's not true. What the people want to know is what's tonight's table topic? Nobody actually cares about the table topics. The table topics suck. I hate them. But I'm gonna run this gimmick into the ground until I get through all these stupid table topics. Last night we had what is possibly the best table topic in this bunch, which is not saying much. It's a very low bar. But we're not even going to meet it for tonight's table topic. Yes, Useless Trivia Man. Here is tonight's table topic. What would you keep on a utility belt? A table topic is this thing. It's what I just read. It is a box of cards with very simplistic questions on them related to quote-unquote geek topics. Geek pop is what it says on the card. That is supposed to spark conversation. And they're very simple and shallow questions that don't really spark conversation. But hey, they're what we have to work with. So what would you keep on a utility belt? I don't know if we're assuming that we have Batman level gimmicks like shark repellent spray, Brotodial. I don't does it have to be a thing that exists in real life, or can we have fictional things? Shark repellent spray is not even the worst thing that Adam West Batman had in his utility belt. My favorite is the episode where he gets the pink cowl, where it ends on a cliffhanger of, the Riddler locks Batman and Robin in, a nuclear testing facility and sets off basically a demon orb to, kill them. And there's the big flash, and then there's skeletons in Batman and Robin's outfits. And that's how the episode ends on the cliffhanger. What happened? Are they dead? What? Blah, blah, blah. Tune in next time. Next time rolls around, and they, presto changeoed out of their outfits and swapped them with model skeletons, which is why the skeletons are perfectly bleached white and connected. But they survived the demon orb because, fortunately, Batman keeps on his utility belt bat anti-radiation pills. So they quickly took their bat anti-radiation pills to survive the nuclear blast that they suffered. And, used the flash of it to magician escape from the scene, even though they were locked in the room. I don't know. And, for whatever reason, they make a point that was his quote-unquote last outfit that hadn't been sullied. So he has to wear a pink Batman cowl for almost all of part 2. Because it's the only cowl he has, and he has to protect his Bruce Wayne identity. And I don't remember why it's pink. I imagine it has something to do with the Riddler or the Joker or whatever. But it's bat anti-radiation pills. Not just anti-radiation pills, but bat anti-radiation pills. Because you gotta put bat in front of everything. So, are we descending to the level of Goofy of that sort of thing? Yeah, I don't know what... Is that, what is that, Krull? I'm trying to think of the thing with the quote-unquote glaive, and it's like a boomerang razor star. So you want a Krull Glaive Phoenix Downs the Lament configuration, just in case you need to open a portal to hell? and then some edibles. So that's useless trivia man's. Because, like, if we can just make up whatever, okay, I want the Holy Grail from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, so that I can just drink it and be immortal and heal from everything. A lightsaber, a personal force field from Dune, another personal force field from Foundation, a third personal force field from... what's another setting that has personal force fields? Halo. Halo, Master Chief has a force field. So I have redundant force fields and immortality and infinite healing from the Holy Grail, and I have a lightsaber, and I want what else do I want in my utility belt? A phaser from Star Trek, a blaster from Star Wars, because why not? Like Han's blaster. Like, how big does this belt need to be? The hologram doubler from Total Recall. Yeah, yeah. All of the Infinity Stones on my Bat utility belt. Like, you could just, like, if you allow anything, you can just get stupid with it, and then it's like, what's the point? But if you limit it to just real life things, it's like, okay, a utility knife, maybe some lockpicks. Well, you know, the covert companion from Lockpicking Lair. A cell phone, because a cell phone is instant access to the complete repository of all human knowledge, because the internet's a thing. Like, most people don't need a utility belt because they have a smartphone. And the smartphone will do the things. So yeah, like, what kind of boring crap would you put on your utility belt that you're gonna walk around in public looking like... Part of me wants to bring back the MLB The Show for Flaccid Pernurdus, but I don't think I would actually get anybody to join me on it for commentary. I think most people have kind of, like, given up on it. Because I know at one point I put out, like, hey, I want to restart this or whatever, and nobody in my Discord showed up to co-commentate. And I can't carry that on my own. I can't carry baseball commentary on my own. So yeah, that just kind of fell by the wayside. Yeah, I wasn't super happy with how it went with Flaccid J. Pernurdus, I'll be honest. I ended up having to sim way too much of this season because I wanted to, because, like, oh man, I did spring training and it was like 4 videos to get through 1 month. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have more progress than that. So I was like, okay, a month is going to be 1 video. But I did it really stupidly, where I just played for 30 minutes and then I simmed the rest of the month. And simming that much basically meant that he sucked when I wasn't controlling him. So he wasn't getting the points he needed to progress his stats, so he wasn't performing in the sim. So he wasn't getting re-signed. And that's why his career ended. So yeah, what I should have done was record like the whole month and then cut it down to like highlights in post. Edit it down to 30 minutes. Should have done it, didn't do it. And when I wanted to go back and do it, nobody else wanted to participate because it had already tried and failed, basically. So yeah. Lessons were learned. Speaking of learning lessons, not really, but hey, I got me a bottle of Starlight Coca-Cola because everybody I've talked to have said that it tastes different. Like in completely contradictory ways. Some people have said it's spicy, some people have said it's like berry. Some people have said that it's just like regular Diet Coke. So there's a weird inconsistency in reports, so I'm gonna try it myself. Oh, the microphone might have picked up that hiss of me opening the bottle. But yes, it's the Starlight Coca-Cola, which I'm pretty sure is like 0 calorie. I didn't actually look. Whoops, nope, this is 240 calories. Why was I thinking it was Diet Coke? It's the Omni-Cola, all things and yet nothing. Tastes like cinnamon. Yeah, somebody was saying it was like somebody dunked like a chili pepper into Coke, which weirded me out. Oh, they do have a Coke Zero version, apparently. I thought it was all diet, but I guess not. Anyway, this particular bottle seems to have kind of a red tint to it, but that may just be the label reflecting because it's, you know, red tint label. Bottoms up. Definitely has vanilla in it. That's like the forward flavor. I'm getting that tingle. It might be cinnamon. It might also be like nutmeg. Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards nutmeg rather than cinnamon. But yeah, I can tell that spice that you're talking about. It's not heat. Mike says it's actually blackcurrant. I've not had currants before, so I couldn't tell you how accurate that is. If I have raisin in my head, because I think raisins and currants are kind of related, then yeah, I can taste it being like fruit. I didn't look at the label. I didn't want to massage my first impression. My first impression was like, wow, vanilla. The label does not say blackcurrant on it, but then you're in Canada and I'm in the US and the labeling regulations might be different. This just says natural flavors, fruit and vegetable juice for color. Odd that it's fruit and vegetable juice. But yeah, the smell, definitely fruity. It definitely smells like if I was blindfolded, like if I didn't know that this was Starlight Coke and you put this in front of me and like had me smell it and asked me what kind of Coke this was, I would probably guess cherry vanilla. Because you get the fruitiness and the flavor, like, reminds me of vanilla, but that may just be my mind playing tricks. The aftertaste is not good. It may be that lingering kind of tingle on the tongue that makes people think that it's spice. But yeah, that vanilla might be in my head. It might really be there. Definitely fruit. Not good. Like, I would not voluntarily drink this flavor ever again. Oh yeah, Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew is good sometimes. Like, I have to be in the mood for Mountain Dew. But when I am, oh, Mountain Dew's good. That citrus. Especially Baja Blast. Man, I remember when Baja Blast only came from Taco Bell. Then we had Operation Soda Steel. Good times were had by all. But yeah, there were times when that Mountain Dew inclination would hit. And I would just go to Taco Bell to get Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Yeah, this Starlight Coke, not good. Giving it a thumbs down. Mathwin loves in Australia. That can be dangerous. There's a bunch of wildlife that'll kill you in Australia. You shouldn't let your guard down while you're there. It's a dangerous place to love. You know, you're having an intimate moment, and then, bam, dingo gets your baby. Now, I prefer Coke Zero to Diet Coke, like, vastly. Vastly prefer Coke Zero to Diet Coke. I never was really a fan of Diet Coke. And then I remember it was like late 90s, early 2000s where they started making alternatives to Diet Coke. So they had C2 for a while. Does anybody else remember C2? Where it was like regular Coke cut with aspartame, so that it was reduced calorie Coke, but not 0 calorie Coke. That was definitely a step up from Diet Coke. And that existed for a while. And then they came out with Coke Zero. And that was like, oh, it's an actually decent tasting Diet Coke. And that's pretty much what I've always gravitated towards since then. Now they call it Coke Zero Sugar for whatever reason. I guess Coke Zero wasn't considered healthy enough because zero meant 0 calories and 0 sugar, but now it's straight up Coke Zero Sugar. Because, I don't know, did people think that 0 calorie Coke had sugar in it? Because sugar has calories. So yeah, Starlight Coke, not good. Don't want it. Never gonna buy it again. It's no bueno. Gonna stick to regular Coke when I want regular Coke, except I'm not, because I usually don't drink regular Coke. I usually drink Coke Zero. And then when I get not Diet Coke, or not Coke Zero, it's usually because I'm craving Mountain Dew. And frankly, if I have a choice between Coke and Pepsi, I'll drink Pepsi. I just prefer Pepsi to Coke. Which is hilarious because a lot of people will express a preference when they can't actually taste a difference. Like if I gave you a sample of soda, or pop, or soft drink, depending on your region and vocabulary of preference, and asked you whether I'd given you Coke or Pepsi after you drank it, odds are, based on statistics and studies that have been done, odds are you would not be able to accurately tell me whether you had just drank Coke or Pepsi without a label to tell you what it was. Hey, we hit Sneak 80. So yeah, I can taste the difference between Coke and Pepsi. Thank goodness. Except not, because my overactive taste buds screw up the flavor of so many other things. So yeah, it's all weird. But I'm now at the point where I don't want to drink any more of this Starlight Coke, but I don't have any other beverage. So I am at some point either going to have to pause to go get beverage or break down and continue drinking the Starlight Coke. And I'm not looking forward to that. In reference to Mathwin, I think I've had Pepsi Max like once. And I remember thinking that it was better than Diet Pepsi, but not good enough to... Like, it was better than Diet Pepsi and better than Diet Coke, but not better than Coke Zero. So I just continued to drink Coke Zero. It's kind of weird because, like I just said, when it comes to the full sugar sodas, I prefer Pepsi to Coke. But for the specialty diets, I prefer Coke Zero to Pepsi Max. So, who knows? I have a feeling I'm going to go for another hour on this stream and I still won't have made Sneak 100 across 2 streams. And I will be sad. I have 6 Cerberus Raiders to build. And when I built the first 3, it took me like 3 hours to build the first one, and then 2 hours to build the next one, and then I forget for the third one. Probably another 2 hours. I really hope it doesn't take 2 hours per model for every model, because that's going to be annoying. But I'll probably do... contrast paint still. I might try the metallic undercoat on the robot dog pony part of the Raider, because that worked out pretty well with the speed paint, and it'll probably work out with the contrast paint if I do like the... I don't know. If I do gray over part, I may just... No. I don't know. Because I don't have... I don't know what I'm going to do. Because, like, there's... I don't want it to just be, like, the bare metallic paint. I want to have some kind of wash or something over it. I may just do null oil as a wash over it. But, like, I've got Basilicarnum Gray of contrast paint. And I could try doing that over metallic. But that may just have the issue again of it being too dark. But, like, on the panels on the robot dogs, I could do parts in red that will look different from the red cloaks that the Skitarii riders wear. Well, null oil's not going to be too opaque, it's a wash. Like, it's designed to go over other paints. Basilicarnum Gray might be too opaque, but contrast paints... Like, I think contrast paints and speed paints are both, like, translucent paints. Like, all the contrast paints are translucent. Which is why I had the issues doing them over dark undercoats. So yeah, I might just do null oil. But I can have the red panels over metallic looking visually different from the red cloaks, which would be over white primer. And then I can use... I've got a box set of metallics from Vallejo. So I can pick out certain details with, I think it's, I forget if it's bronze or copper, but it's, you know, that burnished, not gold, but yellow-brown metal. And it's either copper or bronze or something like that. But I can pick out some highlights with that. Null oil over either gunmetal gray or steel. Do the Blood Angel Red contrast over panels. Blood Angel Red contrast over the cloaks. Basilicarnum Gray over the Skitarii bodies. Maybe pick out some copper. Uh, you know, wildwood for the gun stock, the galvanic carbine stock. And then maybe metallic on the gun barrel, maybe just stick to basilicanum gray, and then just do the copper over the fittings of the gun. And then dot their little eyeballs with some aethermatic blue. And there you go. You got your Cerberus Raider. And then the base, I can do that light gray texture paste from Vallejo. And I found that if you do that like neutral texture paste and then do Agrax Earthshade wash over it, you get a really good reddish brown for like Mars Skitarii. And then you don't have to mess with the technical paints or pigments to get that red, that Mars red. You can just do texture paste, Agrax Earthshade. Is it Agrax Earthshade? I can't remember. I think it's that. It might be Seraphim Sepia, however it's pronounced. But yeah, it's brown. It's a brown wash. And that over the light gray texture paste, you get a nice brown, like rusty red. Rusty brown. Very Mars. Honestly, I've got to finish doing that on my Skitarii Rangers. I'm pretty sure I've got them all based. I just need to do the wash over the base. But like, I'm so not happy with how those turned out because of the undercoats. And then some of them I tried to do a wash over top of it, and it was like, it's so dark already, and putting the wash over it just desaturates it even more. And it's like, yeah, you get more detail highlights that were hidden by the dark undercoat, but man, it just doesn't look good. It's like you can tell that those are some of the first models that I painted. Or at least some of the first models I painted without a guide. It's rough. But I'm not the kind of person who's gonna strip the models and start over. Because, like, that's an endless cycle. That is just begging for your perfectionism to never finish them. Because you're, like, I'm gonna just make different mistakes, and yeah, I'll learn, but I'll be repainting the same models over and over and over, and never be happy with them. So I've just gotta get to the point where I just gotta finish. I just gotta put that wash on those bases and say, they are what they are. And they're gonna live as the testament to my early days of painting. And they're gonna be the starting point of the progression of getting slowly better and better. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing paint stir repeat. I'm doing the paint, piss and moan about it, get new models, paint those, piss and moan about them, get new models, paint those, piss and moan about them. And as long as I'm pissing and moaning about different things on each set of models, it's fine. As long as I'm not making the same mistakes over and over. Like, my first mistake was getting an AdMech army. Because boy howdy did I pick the most expensive army in Warhammer. Yeah, not that Warhammer has cheap armies, but there's a spectrum there, and I picked the most expensive end of the spectrum when I picked AdMech. Because, like, I had, with the Imperial Knight that I got as a gift, I had a 1,000-point list. And I basically went, okay, what do I add to this to make it better, make it more diverse? Because it's a lot of shooting right now. It's basically an Imperial. It's a Knight Gallant, or no, it's not a Gallant. It's a Knight Castellan. You know, it's a gun platform of a big robot. And then it's a bunch of Skitarii Rangers who are also just shooting. And then I've got like a Skitarii Marshal and an Engine Seer that came with a Start Collecting box. Or a Combat Patrol box. So I'm like, okay, I need to add some fast attack. I need to add this and that. And I came up with a 1,500 point list of, like, you know, add 500 points to get to the 1,500 point level. And it's like, okay, how much is this going to cost? Oh, it's going to cost like $600 to buy these 500 points of units. That's more than $1 a point. That's awful. Because it's like 3 boxes of the Cerberus Raiders, which I bought. It's 5 or 6 Iron Striders, which I think right now I have listed to be made into Dragoons, but they're so expensive that if I need them to be Ballistari, I want to magnetize them so that I can swap them back and forth. Because I don't want to buy 6 more of these. Because they're stonks. And then it was something else. It was like, another HQ unit, maybe? It was either a different Tech Priest or another Skitarii Marshal, or both. I'm going to see if I can open up Battle Scribe. And it wants to download new data. Right, they did a balance update recently. that didn't do anything to AdMech because they already got nerfed. Let's see, 1500 point AdMech list. Yeah, okay. It is both a second Skitarii Marshal and another Tech Priest. Rangers. Okay, so it's only 3 Sidonian Dragoons. So it's only 3 of the Iron Strider boxes. I think I dropped one of them in favor of more HQ. Because, like, I have 30 Skitarii Rangers set up as 3 units of 10. So I can have 2 of them supported by Marshals, and 1 of them... And then a Tech Priest Manipulus to boost 1 more. Or boost 1 doubly. Probably boost 1 doubly. And then my Cerberus Raider, and then, you know, Dragoons to screen them, and Cerberus Raiders to move out in front and, like, tie up melee and snipe and do stuff. Gene Stealer Cult, this is, 77 AUD, I don't know how that translates to US dollars. But yeah, Sidonian Dragoons, 70 points each. You only get 1 in a box, and a box costs $60. $60 for 70 points. It's almost $1 a point. And I think that might be below MSRP. I don't know what GW is selling them for. Like, it makes more sense to make them into Ballistari, simply because Ballistari costs more points, so you get more points per dollar. It's like 75 instead of 70 if you make them into the Shooty Boys. So then it's 75 points for $60 instead of only 70 points for $60. But yeah, if you convert to Australian dollars, it'd be more than $1 per point. Yeah, that's how you get, like, cheaper armies. Custodes is cheaper because it has elite troops that are worth a bunch of points each. Imperial Knights is probably the cheapest army you can build. Because you can buy, like, yeah, a knight is expensive. It's like 150 bucks for a big old knight. But you can buy 3 of them and have a 2,000 point army. Like, you can have a full-on Imperial Knight army. Like, match play, competitive 2,000 point, not competitive, because, you know, they suck right now. But competitive, legal 2,000 point army for less than $500. Oh yeah, I'm sure they get you on the currency conversion in the US too. Like, I haven't bought anything direct from GW. I always... I either try to support my local store and buy it through them, or some things I've bought on Amazon just because like I get Amazon gift cards. But yeah, support your local store. Don't buy direct from GW. You want to know the worst thing? I really like giant stompy robots. I'm not gonna lie. And I see things like, oh my god, I'm in trance and I didn't one-shot her from the back row. I hate trance. I see videos and I see posts and things about the Warlord Titan. And it's like, man, if I just had infinite money, I'd get myself a Warlord Titan and spend a year building it really badly and screw it up. And then probably buy another. Assuming I had infinite money. I don't have infinite money. But not having infinite money, I'm like, you know, I could spend $2,200 buying a Forge World Titan. Or I could get a resin 3D printer and try to find STL files for a non-copyright infringing Warlord Titan and 3D print myself a Warlord Titan for some hundreds of dollars instead. And ooh, sometimes I think hard about that. But realistically, if I ever had that kind of money, I'd probably invest it in a camera first and do like painting videos or tabletop gaming videos. I don't know. There's all kinds of things that I'd like to do that I just never will. This lull in the conversation is brought to you by Starlight Coca-Cola. It sucks. Don't buy it. It doesn't taste good. It is not brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends, because their sponsorship offer is pretty predatory. Also, I would have to stream... I can't talk anymore. It's too late at night. But I would have to stream Raid Shadow Legends, which would require playing Raid Shadow Legends in some fashion that would allow me to capture it on OBS. I'm sure they have a PC client, but why would I download it? But I'm guessing like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just straight up never going to offer any other sponsorship, because they're like, it's like a way to gatekeep. Like, if they can't handle this Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship, we're not gonna throw any actual sponsorship offers their way. So I would not be surprised if I never get any sponsorship offers from anybody other than Raid Shadow Legends. And my stream manager on my phone is dead. There we go. Well, not even that I'm not enough of a sucker, but like, one, that I'm not a flake, that I actually follow through on the sponsorship terms, and two, I literally forgot where I was going with that. My brain has just ejected the other thought that I had, and it was weird because, like, I had it first. Yeah, it's a zero risk thing, but like, jeez, why can't I remember it? Oh my goodness. My brain has betrayed me. Yet again. But yeah, basically they want to see that I can follow through on the terms and be competent enough to do what they consider a very easy reachable goal. Because, like, for the minimum payout, you need 5 people to sign up and play the tutorial. It's like an hour, I think. An hour or 2 hours of content. It's probably not even 2 hours. Somebody else who did it that I was talking to told me that it was like, it wasn't like just sign up. You had to like sign up and play to a certain point, which took about, I want to say, an hour. But like, even I can get 5 viewers on my stream. And it tops out pretty quickly too. Like I think you get the top amount of money at 25 people signing up and doing it. So yeah, like in a week's sponsorship time, if you can't get 5 people to sign up for something, then you're not going to be able to pull in anything for larger sponsors. So yeah, I think it's used. This is like all speculation, but I'm pretty inclined to think that the Raid Shadow Legends thing is like a deliberate entry point into other sponsorship offers. And that's the only thing that makes me wonder if I should do it. Like, I forget the exact terms, but it's like you have a period of a week that you are sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. During that time, I think you need to stream the actual Raid Shadow Legends game for 4 hours. Not all at once, but like over the course of that week. You need to stream Raid Shadow Legends for 4 hours. There might have been some other stipulation that you have to stream like a certain number of hours of whatever over the course of the week. I don't remember offhand. And yeah, the payout structure is basically for every 5 people who sign up on your referral link or referral code and play to the certain point, you get paid. To a maximum of 25 people, because like every 5 people, you get paid the same amount again. So your maximum payout is if you can get 25 people to sign up with your code and play to the point that it qualifies. But yeah, you are basically being paid on commission. It's not like you're getting paid for your views like a YouTube sponsorship. It's more like affiliate links, where you are getting a commission for selling the product. And that just, it seems overly exploitative. Like this, like the people doing the streaming and doing the shilling are being exploited because they're not getting paid based on their audience. They're not getting paid based on anything other than sales. But they're not, you know, they're not an employee of the company. They don't get a salary. They don't get any kind of flat rate. They're just paid you know, for hitting these targets. They're not even getting paid a percentage, by the way. I almost said that, but it's not a percentage. It's just you are getting a bonus for hitting targets. Like that's what salespeople get on top of a percentage or on top of a salary. And for the raid sponsorship, that's all you get. But like, by the same token, you kind of have to do it differently for streaming versus YouTube. Because streaming, your viewership fluctuates all over the place over the course of a stream. Where you have peaks and valleys, and you can't guarantee that everybody at the peak is there for a sponsorship shill moment. So you can have like, if somebody shills at the beginning, like people are still trickling in. So like you might get a few people who hear the shill, and then you have the bulk of content where you have the peak, And then as it's falling at the end of the stream, if they have the shill there, there's gonna be a whole bunch of people in that peak who never get shilled to. So yeah, like total viewers, peak viewership is not even gonna be reflective of the reach of the advertising. Yeah, it's not as bad as Avon because my cost is only my time. Like I said, my only cost is the 4 hours that I spend streaming Raid Shadow Legends instead of streaming my normal content, whatever your normal content is for various streamers. And frankly, 4 hours of my time that I spend streaming makes very little money. Which I think is the other part of the trap you can fall into, is like, if you're a really small streamer like me, I make very little money on Twitch. I somehow make more money on Twitch than I do on YouTube, but I still make very little money on Twitch. And yeah, like, I'm sure nobody who watches me is the kind of person to play a mobile gacha game. But like, if I came out and I was like, hey everybody, I'm doing this sponsorship for Raid Shadow Legends. They're paying me for these referral signups. I could really use the help. This is a way for you to financially support me without putting any of your own money down. It's just going to cost you like an hour of your time. If you can just give me an hour of your time, then I can get paid, and blah, 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 and it'll be this, and it'll be more than I make from subs or whatever, because, you know, because they're paying me more than I normally make from Twitch, so please help me out, blah, blah, blah. And I basically tug at your heartstrings and, like, coerce you into supporting me via Raid Shadow Legends instead of trying to coerce you into supporting me via bits or donations or subs or whatever. So, and like even the 5 viewer tier, if I get like the minimum 5 referrals completed, take that money, spread it across the 4-hour stream, the 4 hours of streaming Raid Shadow Legends, I probably make more doing that than I do grinding levels on a per hour basis, like, clearly. And then if I can get, you know, and every tier past that is just even more upside in terms of return per hour. But that's only true because I'm such a small streamer that I'm like barely monetized. I'm like barely at the affiliate level. I'm not a partner. So just by virtue of the fact that I have a small audience, that I make so little, that the amount of money that I could get from Raid is like comparatively large. Like almost deceptively so, because like I said, it'd be very hard for me to get 25 people to go along with it. And it would be 25 people who are going along with it for my sake, rather than any genuine interest in the game. And that kind of like, I'm not comfortable shilling, even for myself. I can't be the kind of guy who comes out here and is like and subscribe, click the thumbs, make the comments, check out my donations, check out my bits, my tips, my Patreon. I can't do that. I feel bad doing that. Like, the few times where I, on camera, you know, whether it's on stream or in YouTube, am like, hey, please check out my Patreon. I could really use the support. Every dollar counts. Like, that's really uncomfortable for me, because I understand that this content that I'm offering is not appealing to many people. And I don't have the kind of reward system or feedback system that can, like, justify any kind of meaningful financial support. Like, I don't have merch. I can't come up with merch. I don't have exclusives. I can't really come up with exclusives. There's like 2 videos on my channel that are Patreon exclusive, and like, I don't think I even have the tag system set up that you could find them easily. They just exist in patron-locked posts on my Patreon that you would have to dig for. A limited time plushie fundraiser of what? What would the plushie be that doesn't infringe on someone's copyright? Oh yeah, I've seen them too. They all come from Makeshift. I actually got one. There have been a couple that I've been tempted to get, one of which I missed out on because I had like 0 money at the time. But one of them was for a YouTube channel that I really enjoy, and it was the Joel Haver, hashtag not sponsored. But he did those like that faux animation that was oh, thank you for the gift sub, Sergeant Hammer, again. Gifting a sub to Malik. Congratulations, Malik. That was the other thing I was going to do. Gosh darn it. I was going to Kerjigger the emotes so that tier 1 subs get access to all the emotes, because Twitch unlocks more emote slots for me. So I could just make them all tier 1 emotes. So I got to do that. I'll figure that out. But yeah. Joel Haver did, he's done, oh man. He's done live action stuff, but he's mostly known for the animated stuff. Where, I guess the one that first went viral was like, the first time you play an RPG, and it's the guy who goes, adventure awaits, huzzah! And he's like, he goes out and he kills the rat in the dungeon. And then he kills the ghoulish guy in the dungeon, goes to the town and talks to the townsfolk, and the townsfolk is like, we're looking for the town rat, Marshall, have you seen him? And it's a poster, and it's the rat that he killed in the dungeon. And it's like, oh, Marshall's dead. Something happened to him. It wasn't me. And the guy's like, oh, poor Marshall. And he starts crying. It's like, well, at least you can tell my son to stop looking for him. Like, oh, your son? What does he look like? Oh, you know, he's like yay tall, looks a bit like me, hunched over, kind of ghoulish. Yeah, he does look a bit like a ghoul. And it's like he realizes he murdered the dude's son. So yeah, it's one of the plushies of that character and Marshall the Rat. The only goblin plush that I can think of was Joe Cat. Although I think that might have been a kobold rather than a goblin. I don't know. Maybe it was a goblin. The little green dude. But But yeah, Joe Cat, that was the one that I wanted to get in on, but I had no money. Or at least I couldn't justify it. But yeah, Joe Cat has some good videos. But yeah, Joel Haver's stuff is great. Like, even his live action stuff is great. So it was just... So yeah, I got a plushie for Joel Haver from Makeshift. And I'm pretty sure all of the plushies come from Makeshift. But like, there's nothing that I could do that doesn't infringe on somebody's copyright. Plus, I'm sure it costs money. And I don't have that kind of money. If I had that kind of money, I would probably invest it in equipment instead. And like, what do? I do Pernurdus, who's in a Mets uniform. Like, how would I do Pernurdus not in a Mets uniform? And even then, like, the MLB The Show videos are not what I'm known for. I'm known for the level 99 grind. I can't do a plush of a Final Fantasy character. So yeah, I'm kind of... Well, thank you, Mathwin. I appreciate that. But yeah, like I said, I don't really have much that I can offer in terms of Patreon rewards. Let alone other things like merchandise or things like to actually sell. So yeah, like I can't justify shilling for things like that when I don't feel like I'm offering anything in return. Like, at this point, the only things... Like, like I said, there's the 2 videos that are Patreon exclusive. And then... for, like, the Super Nintendo videos, I would put those up and leave those unlisted and only do the links on Patreon. So they're, like, 48-hour exclusive to Patreon. Except that I streamed it on Twitch, so somebody could just go to the Twitch VODs and watch it there. Whoops. So yeah. Like, I at one point tried to do Discord integration to have like a Patreon exclusive area of the Discord server, but basically nobody in the Discord server is like nobody joined the Discord from Patreon. The people currently in Discord aren't there as like, it's not a level 99 grind community. There's like one vocal fan and everybody else is just like friends that I hang out with, and it's just like a hangout. So it's not like, it's not like it's a focused community in any kind of way. So there's not really Discord rewards. Trance is certainly not a reward. Trance is a punishment. So yeah, I don't know. But I don't know what to do for Patreon. It's really just a way to donate to give recurring donations at this point. So yeah, I appreciate Patreon patrons so much because it is a recurring donation. But that's like I don't have a way to make it anything more than that at this point. I don't know how to make it more than that. And that kind of that lack of reward mechanism or lack of transactional the lack of reciprocity is what it is. People give it to me and I don't feel like I have any way to reciprocate, and that lack of reciprocity is what makes me even more hesitant to do a sponsorship thing. Because that's like begging with extra steps. I'm already begging on Patreon, and for subs here and bits, it's just please donate. And if I do a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship, it's just please donate, but you have to download this thing and spend an hour messing with it for me to get the money. And yeah, it doesn't technically cost the people money, but it costs them their time and costs them convenience. You know, it just seems like it's more hurdles to overcome, as opposed to just, hey, can you please spare 100 bits or whatever, because every bit helps. So, as uncomfortable as I am shilling for donations and subs, I'm that much more uncomfortable shilling for a referral program. Even if the payout for the referral program is more than the payout for example, a sub. It has been a while since I gained a sneak level, it feels like. No, I think I am level 9. I'm probably more than that because I just haven't leveled up. If I go into the level up screen... Yeah, right there, level up available. If I go into the level up screen, I'll gain several levels. But, like, I haven't seen Sneak pop up in a while. Yeah, like, there are Patreons of larger productions that have, like, here's a monthly patron exclusive live stream or discussion or whatever. Here are behind the scenes videos, here's exclusive videos, here's whatever. And it's like, I don't have any of whatever. I have 2 exclusive videos that are bad. And, like, I don't suggest anybody watch them. So, just the two videos, Static JPEG of Circle Master and his PC, Yeah, I haven't even done a face reveal for Patreon patrons. But the two behind the scenes videos, or no, not behind the scenes, the two Patreon exclusive videos, they're on my channel, but only the links are on Patreon. There was, like, there's a rant video that I made after Star Wars Episode 8 came out that was about how I would make Star Wars Episode 9. Like, how do you follow up Episode 8 and have it be good? Like, how do you save Star Wars? And I had, like, the start of an idea, and it was just running through my head over and over. I was like, I gotta get this out. So I basically recorded a rant in audio, trimmed out, but it was like just a few months after the migraine started, so my brain isn't working anymore. I'm struggling to make sentences come out of my mouth. So I'm ranting for an hour and a half, and then I'm going back and editing out the most egregious pauses and ums and all that crap. And it's down to 45 minutes. And even that 45 minutes is like long and meandering and unorganized. And it's like, so it's a 45-minute rant of a half-formed idea of what Star Wars Episode 9 should be to save Star Wars from itself. And then Episode 9 actually came out and it sucked, and Star Wars could not be saved from itself, and so the whole video is pointless. That's one. And the other video, was basically, it was half of a keyboard review slash unboxing. It's mostly unboxing, and half of like just talking nonsense, like going, thank you for helping fund this, because the only reason I could, it was at a period of time where, like, I couldn't work anymore because of the migraines. I just had to move back in with family. I had no money. I had no income outside of the streams and the Patreon. That was like my only source of income. And all I had was my PC to make the money with streams and whatnot, and then my keyboard dies. And like, I have to replace this keyboard. I have only this Patreon money to replace it with, and I have to get something that's not just gonna die, because I can't afford to keep buying keyboards. And like, I had a keyboard that lasted for 10 years or so, and then it finally died, and I replaced it with another, like a refresh from the same brand, and that died like in less than 6 months. And I was like, I can't just buy that again. I have to buy something that'll last 10 years again. So I had to take Patreon money and invest it into a very expensive keyboard that was on sale at the time. So like, it was at a very financially shaky point in my life a major investment, and the only reason I could make that investment was because of my Patreon patrons. So it was like, I have to do something to reward them for this. I'll do an unboxing video. So it's like half unboxing video and half I'm trying not to cry as I express the well of gratitude that I feel for just being able to do this, so that I can continue doing this streaming nonsense that some people actually enjoy watching. Halfway through which my camera dies, so it becomes audio only. So that's how bad that video went. It's like 20 minutes long, and you can see things for 7 of those 20 minutes or something like that. And then it's just audio only, very awkward. Thank you so much for the rest of the time. Those are the 2 videos that are only on Patreon. So yeah, it's not something that I point people to specifically, cause neither one are very good. But like, I don't know what kind of content I can make Patreon exclusive, because like I can't grind Patreon exclusive, because that's why people come to my YouTube channel when they come at all. You know, that's why people come to Twitch when they come at all, is to see this beautiful split screen of what I'm strongly suspecting is a static image of Skyrim. Like, I'm the one playing it, I'm feeling like it's a static image. Like, I am not leveling up at all. I don't know what's going on. Let's get some more health and stamina. Where am I at? I'm at level 15. Ground the Nut Punch. Where's your sneak? Sneak 89. Okay. So we're here. We're kind of halfway under the 8 with our little bar. I'm going to turn off the auto run. Oh, I'm like walking up this wall. Maybe that's the problem. Oh, maybe I'm not. Maybe it's just angles. Should I be on the other side of these rocks? No, I should not. I'm just gonna continue walking into this wall. It's fine. Hopefully we'll get to 90. Hopefully things will happen. So yeah, that's my story. I don't even know where I was going with any of this. I've lost my train of thought because Skyrim distracted me. But the point is, please donate to my Patreon, even though I have literally nothing to offer you. I'm sorry. That, I guess, was the point. The shill comes with an apology built into it because I reflexively, automatically feel bad for doing it. But hey, if you've made it this far into the video on YouTube, that is 2 hours and 13 minutes. By the way, as of now, nobody has said the secret word on the last episode. But if you've made it this far, leave a comment down below. What the hell do you think I should put on my Patreon that people might actually give a shit about? What's an idea for a Patreon exclusive video? I don't know. That's why I'm asking for your suggestions. And as long as you're down there, today's secret word is medication. Put medication in your comment to show that you got all the way to the secret word. You know what? I'm gonna put a secret word in every freaking stream I do of this grind. And there we go, we hit level 90. Or not level 90, sneak 90. We did it. Which means I can finally be done with this stream, because it's past 11 o'clock at night on the West Coast, where I am. So yeah, if anybody posts the secret word, I will be amazed And Mathwin, if you posted, I'll know you're cheating because you're here. And according to the Stream Manager app on my phone, 3 other people are here. But they're probably also not paying attention. So yeah, Mathwin gets no credit for posting the secret word. Take that. I'm punishing you for caring about me enough to watch me stream. Oh, hey Zalat. Welcome to the vibe thing after it's at the end. I'm sorry, I'm walking back. It's been over 2 hours. And my brain is not working. But hey, we got chill vibe music. That's the one thing I can offer. And that's why it's always amusing that I immediately get copyright claims left and right. Because of the music, which I licensed, by the way. I have the legal right to play it. You can't stop me. And if you were here for the start of the stream, you got to hear about that. Except I told you to forget about it, so forget about me saying it just now. That wasn't a callback. What I need is sleep. That's what I need, Mr. Merchant Man. I'm sure you have a name. I don't remember it. It has been so long since I talked to a character and heard their name. I don't even know what's going on in this thing. I think I'm saving the princess. Probably. That's what I'm probably supposed to be doing. But instead, we're saving our game. And we're calling it a night. So thank you all very much for watching. I'll keep a lookout for the secret word from everybody except Mathwin and Zalat. And until next time, take care.